And Jay Tapper, by the way, I honestly think he's one of the guys in the news who tries to get it right.
I agree. I have to give him some props. I don't agree with him all the time.
No, I don't agree with
but
him.
I think he tries his best.
I think he's
so good for him on that.
He's inside of a effed up system.
Yeah.
And so he has all that stuff. So again, this is not good for me to see Jay Tapper as a human being. Which is what I do. He is. He seems like an earnest guy. He seems like he wants to do a good job. I think he's stuck inside of a system. Anyway, I'm watching he's interviewing David Axelrod because he had on Barack Elegant Pretty Face Obama on his podcast, and they were talking about a lot of stuff. And here's one of the things Barack Obama, again, missing the entire point. Here's the President of the United States going to reveal to you that he still lives in a bubble and he doesn't really understand what's wrong with the country or what's wrong with his party. He doesn't understand what's wrong with the country or what's wrong with his party, because let's just play it.
Confident in this vision because I'm confident that if I had run again and articulated it, I think I could have mobilized a majority of the American people to rally behind it.
What is that vision? What vision are you talking about? That's the problem. He can't even mention what the vision is because there is no vision. You have had zero vision. You didn't even have the vision to make the Republicans pay a price for opposing you at every turn. They paid no price for that. By the way, where's that Supreme Court justice? No price they had to pay. There's nothing. You stuck your neck out on nothing. Nothing. You know what you stuck your neck out on? On a right-wing health care plan, which they're going to repeal. So that's what you gave people. You gave people a health care plan that just went up 24% this year. Doesn't help people whatsoever. So he's saying, I'm confident that in this vision, what is your vision? That's the one thing about your presidency. You had no vision, and everyone knows it now. There's no vision. What was the overarching thing of the theme of the Barack Obama administration? Was it climate change? Every day he hammered it. Was it jobs? Every day he hammered it. Was it prison reform? Every day was it income inequality every day? None of those things. He would mention those things randomly in very weak ways. Was it infrastructure? Did he hammer that? He hammered nothing. He didn't understand. I covered this before. He didn't understand anything about the bully pulpit. He doesn't understand that that's what the presidency is really about. And you set the agenda. He understands the words. He understands that he's supposed to have a vision. And when you go to the American people, you're supposed to sell a vision. But what all Barack Obama ever sold was that he was likable. And that's his strength. He's a likable and a shitty president.
So, Jimmy, I blame ourselves. I blame me. I blame you. I blame people who bought into his message of hope and change. Because what we were hoping for when he said hope and change was that he would actually change the system in a meaningful, fundamental way. And that's the reason why he was so popular. He looked different. He sounded different. And our hope was that it would be different under him. But it wasn't different. No. It was the same old, same old. Okay, so basically Barack Obama is he's an administrator. He's a bureaucrat who kept the system as it is. And in his mind, the hope and change is that the Republicans and Democrats will be nicer to each other. Right?
Yes.
That was his vision for hope and change, right? And because he's a nice guy, and in the past he was able to bridge, the divide between blacks and whites, and he would talk some sense, and they would come together to, better the community somehow, right? So that was his hope. His hope and change was that politicians will be gentler, more polite with each other.
Right. That's the problem, that we don't get along.
Yes.
That's not the problem.
He would change.
The problem is that
change the tone in Washington.
Yeah.
That was his hope and change.
Yes.
Right? That was his vision for it. And the disconnect between him and the people is that what we wanted was actual change.
Yes.
We wanted actual change. We wanted the system to be different.
We want a different economic system.
We wanted a system to cater to ordinary Americans and not for the elite. And that's the message that resonated so deeply with Bernie Sanders. And that is why the outpouring of support for Bernie was something that I'd never seen before in my lifetime. It was greater than what I saw for Barack Obama the first time around. And that's why Barack's vote totals went down in his second election.
Yes.
So from 2008 to 2012, people realized this is not the guy.
That's not the guy.
He's not that guy that's going to bring us change. He's going to keep the status quo.
And you know who realized that? Occupy Wall Street realized that by 2012. You know who else realized that? The teachers in Wisconsin. Which
I realized it. I didn't vote for him in 2012. I voted for him in 2008, hoping. I was so excited. I thought we're going to get hope and change. We didn't get it. we didn't get it. One of the first things he did was expand offshore drilling. And he started deporting people like crazy. He wanted to shut down Social Security and Medicare. I mean, so I was like, this is not the guy.
That's the opposite of the guy. That's the opposite change.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. He takes Bush's defense secretary, puts him right in his, and he ramps up wars all around the Middle East. He does Bush's, takes his tax policy and makes it permanent. And go ahead.
He made 90% of George Bush's temporary tax cuts. He made them permanent. So congratulations.